Mississippi fire. That leaves in the Mississippi choir. Black leaves on the Mississippi land. And we've got garden, we've got sons and daughters, we got grit and glory, we've got money stories, we've got strength like towers, we got hope and power. God made woman with an iron's hand, raised her up on heaven's land. God made woman with an iron's hand, raised her up on heaven's land. With strength like towers, we got hope and power. God made woman with an iron hand, raised her up on heaven's land.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Today we're talking about, salute and welcome to Blended Healing. Today we're going to continue our conversation on chaos. And today we'll be talking about breaking free or embracing that chaotic storm that we have in our life. For some of us, the goal is to escape the storm, to find peace and stability after a lifetime of turmoil. For others, the storm is where they feel most themselves. The key is understanding whether the chaos is serving them or destroying them. Living in this chaotic world, the chaos that enters into our life. If the storm is hurting you, it may be time to step away from the cycle and find shelter. And if the storm is where you thrive, then own it. Just be mindful of who and what gets caught in your path. We're talking about the chaos and breaking free or embracing it. Some people run from the storm, some people fight it, some people get lost in it, and some become it. Which one are you? When you run from the storm, you're escaping the chaos that won't let you go. Some people live in that storm. Some thrive in it, but others are desperately trying to escape the chaos, the toxic in their lives. And running from that storm means trying to leave behind the chaos, whether it's toxic relationships, self-destructive patterns, or just bad luck that won't seem to let go. But the thing about storms is that the faster you run, the harder the wind seems to chase you. Why do people run from the storm? The storm could be anything. It could be a past that refuses to stay in the past. It could be people who bring nothing but destruction, old habits that drag them back into the chaos, a life that feels like it's constantly on the edge of a breaking apart. Sometimes the storm is external, coming from the outside world, pushing in. Other times, it's internal, a battle within a cycle that repeats no matter how far they go. Ashe, Ashe. You either are going to fight to escape it, what running looks like, trying to outrun your past. Some storms are just happening now. They started long ago. Painful memories, childhood wounds, or mistakes that haunt a person can feel like a storm that never truly leaves. Running from the rain, outpacing the thunder, escaping the flood. No matter how far you go, the past will keep catching up. Like you're running from the rain, but still get soaked. Cutting ties with the chaos. Sometimes the storm isn't inside. It's the people that could be around you, a toxic friend group, a manipulative ex, or a destructive family situation can be a reason that someone is always in a storm. Dodging the lightning, breaking free from the storm zone, leaving wreckage behind. You finally cut ties with the people pulling you down, dodging the lightning before it strikes again, and leaving behind those self-destructive patterns. The hardest storm to escape is the one a person creates for themselves. Whether it's a bad habit, toxic mindset, or even self-sabotage. It takes real effort to stop running in circles and start running away. Break the cycle, step out of the storm, escape the hurricane in your head. You've been your own worst enemy for far too long. But now you finally are stepping out of the storm. And does the storm ever stop chasing? The problem with running from the storm is that if you never face it, it's going to follow you. Running can help put distance between the chaos and a fresh start. But at some point, the real work has to begin. You got to heal what's inside, create new patterns, choosing peace, even when chaos feels more familiar. Creating new patterns, choosing peace, even when chaos feels familiar. Because the truth is, storms don't last forever, but only if you stop running long enough to let them pass. Are you running from the storm? Or is it time to turn around and face it? There's many faces to the storms, to the chaos. The next one I want to talk to you about is fighting the storm, battling the chaos that won't let go. Some people run from the storm hoping to escape its grip. Others fight is head on, refusing to be swept away. Fighting the storm means standing in the middle of the chaos. Your fists are clenched, refusing to let it win. It's exhausting. It's relentless. But for some, there's no other choice. They don't get to run. They have to fight. What does it mean to fight the storm? Fighting is the battle that can take on so many different forms. Fighting against life's struggles, never catching a break but refusing to give up. Battling internal demons, depression, anxiety, past trauma, or self-doubt that won't let go. breaking free from the toxic cycles, pushing against the forces that try to pull you back in, proving everybody wrong, refusing to let the circumstances, the people, and failures define you. Some people fight because they have to. Some people fight because they don't know any other way to exist. Either way, they refuse to go down without a battle. What about that fighting to survive, being the warrior? For some of us, life has never been easy. Every day feels like another round in a fight that we didn't sign up for. But keep swinging. For some, life has never been easy. Never. Going toe to toe with the storm or throwing punches at the wind, refusing to sink. Life keeps throwing storms at you, storms your way, but you are still standing, bruised, but never broken. How do you know that you're a fighter? You're always pushing through, no matter how tough things get. Refusing to let bad situations define you. Tired, but determined. Too stubborn to quit. What about that inner battle fighting against yourself? Not all storms come from the outside. Sometimes the hardest battle is the one happening on the inside. A war against thoughts, fears, and past wounds. Wrestling with a ghost, fighting shadows trapped in a mental hurricane. You've been battling yourself for years, trapped in a hurricane that no one else can see. How do you know that you're in this inner battle? Because you're struggling with your self-doubt, your mental and health, or even trauma. Feeling like peace is something they have to earn through struggle. Fighting to heal even when the past tries to pull them back in. The rebel fighting against the system. Sometimes the storm isn't personal, it's the world itself fighting against unfair situations, breaking a generational curse. Mm, refusing, refusing. You are that rebel, breaking the storm chains, ripping through the hurricane, waging war against fate. They told you to stay quiet, but you're ripping through the hurricane, making your own path. You're there, always pushing back, even when there's a risk, refusing to accept unfair situations and fighting for something bigger than yourself. Can you ever win the fight? Fighting the storm is necessary sometimes, but it's also exhausting. The danger is getting so used to the battle that you won't even know when you're without it. You got to keep fighting. When giving up would mean losing yourself, when the battle is worth it, fighting for a dream, healing, or breaking free, when you're protecting something important. When Do you let go of the storm and let it pass? When the fight is only making you tired and not stronger. When you're holding on to battles that aren't yours to fight anymore. When peace is waiting, but you won't let yourself have it. Because sometimes the real strength isn't in fighting, it's knowing when to stop. Are you still fighting? Or is it time to let go? The next time we speak, we're going to be talking about being lost in the storm and when chaos consumes you. All right? Okay, I'm done. I'm done. You know, I'm done with it. Listen, you're always in the storm, and there's many faces of chaos. And I just went over a couple of them with you. We're going to come back and finish up the rest soon. You got to decide whether you want to be in the chaos or not. That's all, and that's it. It's real simple. Ashe, Ashe. Be well, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.
I step up in the spot, Big Dre on the scene, tuxedo on like I'm Tiffany $1 man. I put you in the $1 million dream. I know some stones that'll put them sticks to your teeth. I know some folks that'll put the sand to your know what I am. The squad full of legends like the 92 Dream Team. My niggas expect for your well-being. My third eye gets you supreme sitting. So when I got you in the scope, I'ma send you to a supreme meeting. With the creator, that's what happens to a fucking hater. Who wanna spar with a gladiator? The Yaku Slayer, you know my style greater. In my city, rockin' fashion geek. You little niggas not even half of me. Your shit is trash to me, nigga. I did